40th, for Deuce, Harlem.
Yeah, check that out. I gotta check that out myself. I don't really wear leggings and tights, but
you know, have a thing about not wearing stockings. Like I love sexy stockings.
You know what? I love just like bare legs. I have like a peeve. And I like in the summertime when I get a little tan on my legs, and I just keep them well moisturized. And
but we don't wear stockings. It
depends. If you're in the office and stuff like that, you know, there are times where you do need to wear them, or you know, it's wintertime or something. Who wants to see bare legs out in the wintertime? I mean, I do it sometimes, but it just depends. You know, I'm not really big. I'm a stocking type person. But I want to tell you guys what I came up with.
Yes.
Like I said, these are in no particular order. Number one, I was told that men are turned off by women that smoke cigarettes. I mean, you're entitled to, you know, to be turned off what you want to be turned off at. But I mean, you know, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I mean,
I'm a cigarette smoker.
How do you feel about that?
It's like, you know, well, I kind of understand where they're coming from, because not to be funny, you don't want to be sitting down with somebody. The night is going well. You lean over to kiss them and they smell like an ashtray.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know.
So how do they? I mean, you go about that if you know you keep gum or
I keep gum, mints. I keep
know,
my
even
spray in my bag.
Right.
Listerine.
Right. Because I know like.
And they have the Listerine mini strips.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Number two is they don't like a jealous or insecure woman.
Stop.
I can understand that.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think we all sort of have our imperfections and insecurities, but I think it's tough if you happen to be in a relationship with someone and maybe they might throw a dagger, and the most secure woman can actually crumble on the inside. You know, so it's best to just keep the positive thoughts in your head of who you are, and not to let anyone strip you of that, ladies. So let's step up on the security. Right. We don't need to depend on others to give us self-affirmation.
But also, you can be the most secure woman, and sometimes, you know, your man can make you feel insecure by something that he says or does or something. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway. Number three, I was actually told by a good friend of mine that he can't stand a woman that cannot hold her liquor, that gets pissy drunk. That's what he said. Yeah. Because it's unattractive.
And I agree.
Especially on like the first or second date. I'm sorry to cut you off, Precious. What were we saying?
No, you're right. Especially because, you know, first impression is everything. And not only that, ladies, if you know for a fact you cannot hold your liquor after one shot, you're like pissing on yourself and falling downstairs. No, you just shouldn't drink in public. That's how I see it. Drink in the privacy of your home,
or don't have more than one drink. I have a 2-drink maximum whenever I'm on a first date. 2-drink max, because you know I don't like to be sloppy. And I don't want to say anything that I might regret.
Sloppy. You get sloppy with your words, with your actions, with a lot of things, and especially if the person is not drunk with you, is watching you. It's really not attractive.
That is the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst.
And the next one is, I'm sure anyone can agree on this, and I mean it's universal. A person who has poor hygiene and doesn't take care of themselves. Who wants to be around someone who, you know,
doesn't brush their teeth, doesn't wash their socks, doesn't clean their cooch?
Yeah, I mean, it gets no simpler than that. Ladies, let's take care of that hygiene.
Absolutely.
Lemisol, you can always purchase, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, you know, there are women, I'm like, not even women, people period, they're like, what is that? Like, if I can smell you, you can smell yourself. You know what I mean? So there's no reason for that. And I don't know if you have hygienic problems. Some people do. Some people have strong perspiration. Some people have, like, you know, they just have a bad smell. Or some people, you know, bigger women, I've heard that they, you know, they have to wash a little bit more, or they have to do a little bit more to themselves. I'm not stereotyping. It's just, like I said, something I've heard, and it makes sense. You know, you sweat a little bit more, whatever, but just carry something with you, or just take care of yourself.
I had a professor, Professor Nack, and she always used to say, if you cook certain foods in your home, because it will get into your clothing, so if it's, you know, anything that has a strong scent to it, you want to just make sure that your clothing is not absorbing those scents. So make sure your closets are closed or what have you.
No, I've had a big problem with that in my apartment, because sometimes we are like coat rack is near the outside of the kitchen, and sometimes it's like, how did this smell get on my clothes? And we didn't realize that. Yeah, you're like, exactly. I didn't eat chicken today. Why does my coat smell like chicken? So yeah, you know, things like that. You don't even think about it, but it happens. And the last one is, I was told that men don't like a conceited woman or a woman that's constantly bragging about something herself or her possessions or what she does or whatever. You know, they mainly like a modest woman or confident. You can have things or be a certain way and be confident, but not braggy and conceited, because I don't like that in a man.
I hate that in a man. That is the number one turn off. So I agree with that 100 grand.
Yeah. I hate it in both. I hate it in men and women, especially when you want to sit there and brag about everything you're doing, everything you got, and you know, like I know, you really don't got nothing going on. Else you wouldn't be talking about
so much. Yeah.
People that have don't talk, and people that are doing don't talk about what they're doing.
I can show you better than I can tell you.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So what did you come up with, Lori?
Oh, wow. I had an interesting conversation today, and just to set it off, the first thing out of one gentleman's mouth was that women that ask for too much. So I had to clarify, because I thought, well, perhaps he means in the sense of relationships, but he actually meant in the sense of material things. Ladies, I don't even know where to go with this, but I think it's very inconsiderate to ask a man, especially that you've just met, for any type of cash reward, unless that's what you do for a living. You know, so I mean, let's just be careful and let's be tactful. You know, every woman wants a man that has some sort of power. It's in our nature. That's
but you don't
want
to be needy. You don't want to be needy.
Or like, you know, you're digging for gold.
Right. Yeah, so you don't want to put yourself out there like that.
Unless you're Votto, because you know, what did he say? Hey,
I love how I feel about Votto. Love you, Votto.
He said, what did he say? Go figure, love me a gold digger. I mean, hey, you know, holla.
No, but you know, but on the real though, ladies, let's just be more tactful in the way we go about things.
Right.
The second one, bad sex. Okay. Now, let me tell you, ladies, I can teach you all, but I have to charge, okay? You have to get it in the bedroom. You really do. I mean, especially if you have a man that's like your man, not somebody that you're just seeing here and there. I mean, even about the whole bad sex
even if you're just seeing a man, I mean, that's the time you want to grab him and hold him, because I mean, at all times, whether you're beginning a relationship or whether you're trying to keep one, because sometimes people do get comfortable and they're like, well, I got him, okay, I'm just worried, taking care of me. It's okay sometimes. But I think it's more important, if you two focus on each other, then you don't have to worry. I'm worried about you, you're worrying about me. It's not you're worrying about you, I'm worrying about me. And then, you know, it just, who wants that?
Can I just throw one thing out there, because I was shocked to hear about some girls, or women I should say, not girls, because girls you shouldn't be doing anything, but the ladies, the ones that aren't giving any head, blowjobs, BJs, whatever you want to call them,
sex.
And then you wonder why your man is on the prowl. You have to take care of what you have at home.
Remember, ladies, I hate to say it, I hate to sound like that one, but it's true. In most cases, I've seen it. What you won't do,
somebody
else will.
Right. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying if your man is like, you know, can I use the broom on you, or like anything outrageous, you know what I mean? Even in our last week's show, we talked about threesomes, and there's certain things that are just feasible and understandable, but some things are just like way out of range. But like something like that, I think that is a part of sex. Oral sex is like, we're all adults. I hope no underage children are watching this.
If so, but
exactly. Yeah. But you know, we're adults, and that is a part of sex. It's not something you do with everyone. You know, you're not supposed. That's something that you share with your intimate. You know, your excuse me. What's the word I'm looking for? Your other. You know, your significant other. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. Excuse me. You know, it's not something you give to everybody.
And one last thing, make sure you get on top. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, number 3 again is no particular order. It's just in the way that we decided to put ours together. An unproductive woman, the ones that sit at home and watch reality TV all day with
nothing
goals.
to do.
Watching that General High.
I love GH and everything, but it comes on at 10 o'clock. So ladies, let's get the housework in if you're at home.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now I'm a housework. I'm a housewife. You are. I don't even watch TV really. My son watches TV all day. You know, but at the same time, you know, you want to make sure, you know, your house is clean, and you want to make it look like you're doing something, not just sitting there all day.
Or at least pretend to do something all day, and then like tidy up real quick before you know he's gonna come home, get dinner on, whatever.
Nobody wants somebody that's just late. And if you are, I mean, chances are your man is gonna get bored with you, and maybe he'll look for someone who is productive.
And ladies, it's not even just like for a man. Keep yourself productive for yourself.
That's a good point.
Like, you know, be able to, you know. Come on, you're sitting in the house all day. What are you doing?
Make up something to do. Set some goals. Write some short and long-term goals. Let's get it in.
Exactly. Absolutely. I agree.
Okay. Number 4 on my list, women that put other men before their children.
No, that's a no.
It's a turn off, especially if you
Pour liquor, celebrate more figures. Had hoes follow me way